First Media Academy Radio.
Ready, set, it's going down.
Right here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on.
Girl, I wanna be your owner.
We've raised the roof all day, every day.
All the hits, one station.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
The #1 hit music station.
Everything.
Everything I want to hear.
Everything, man. It's the best station.
Yes Media Academy Radio. We are.
Everything.
Everything I want to hear.
We are the pace setters. Get the vibe and get the feeling. Yes Media Academy Radio.
Where hit music lives.
I love radio, music, and more.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
Excite.
All the hits.
Feel the vibes.
When your music rocks and your station rocks.
What would I do without your smile?
Ready, set, it's going down.
Right here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on.
Girl, I wanna be your owner.
We've raised the roof all day, every day.
All the hits, one station.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
The #1 hit music station.
Everything.
Everything I want to hear.
Everything, man. It's the best station.
Yes Media Academy Radio. We are.
Everything.
Everything I want to hear.
We are the pace setters. Get the vibe and get the feeling. Yes Media Academy Radio.
Where hit music lives.
I love radio, music, and more.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
Excite.
All the hits.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in every man. There's power to rise, there's power to conquer, there's power inside, there's a gift of power in every man.
Be the greatest that we can be. We've got power to thrive. Be the champions, make history. Keep the greatness
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that's a very wonderful quote there. Bringing us to another great edition of the program, Yes Sports. Live from the studios of Yes Ma Radio, the First Media Academy Radio. Good evening to you all out there, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to my voice. On behalf of the management and the entire transmission team this evening, I say thank you for joining us. Thanks for being there with us live here from the studios of the First Media Academy Radio, Yesma Radio. Olatunde Idowu reporting for duty. Ably supported right here centrally.
And there's no telling with these Nigerians.
The one and only Dummy.
And he is oh my goodness, what a car!
G-boy. G-boy. Okay, you remember Nigeria's goalkeeper? I don't know who is the elder brother or the younger brother. Dummy Ajiboy is here. Ajibola. Ajiboy, you know? Ajiboy. Yeah. Not living out, Abiodun, Afolabi here. Yoboro. You heard him earlier in the day on Ere Daraya. Welcome once again onto the program. Yes, sports. We'll be doing this between now and 7 p.m. Nigerian time.
No matter the stage,
and before I kick off with stories making the round,
there's power to rise, there's power to conquer.
Let me let you know something real good. That opportunity of a lifetime that you all have been craving for is here. And what opportunity am I talking about? It's the Yesma Academy Radio. We are definitely ready for you all out there at this point in time. Are you thinking of becoming a broadcaster, a proper professional, where we can actually take you from basics, or you are an advanced professional? Either side of the coin, we are definitely right here to give you that very, very best in the world of tutorials, and we'll make it happen real good.
And we are the players, nothing that we fear, no. There's a drop of greatness in all love.
So if you're interested, why don't you avail yourself this maximum opportunity? Visit us today at Yemi Sonde Media House, Yemi Sonde Christian Felele, right here in the city of Ibadan. Felele Express, that's where we are. Pick up your phone, and I can assure you, in the next 3 months, you will be on that pedestal of greatness. Once again, welcome to Yes Sports, live from the studios of Yesma Radio. Naso, yes, sir. So definitely, if this is the first time you are joining us, it's really a big pleasure. We say thank you.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness.
All right, a quick one right now. Let me start from home, but from players from Nigerian descent who actually ply their trade abroad. What they did, how they fared in the this outgone weekend. what they actually did for their clubs and how they actually did made a difference.
We the champions make history. Keep the greatness
I'll start right away with Ogenekaro Etebo. And obviously, you know, Getafe's poor run of results in La Liga may have continued this weekend with a 1-1 home draw with Eibar, extending their winless run to 3 games. However, the Nigerian midfielder opened the scoring for Jose Bodala's side in the 30th minute for his first strike since his temporary switch from Stoke City. It was Stoke City's Looney's first league goal since netting the winner in the Porter's 1-0 success over Blackburn Rovers in April of 2019. Unfortunately, Charles Diaz equalized just before halftime, snatched a draw for the visitors, leaving Bodala's team in 5th on 48 points, 4 adrift of joint third Sevilla. A good one there from Ogenekaro Etebo. Alright, quickly let's visit Turkey, where Henry Onyekuru applies his trade. Galatasaray's unimpressive run of results continued as they dropped 2 vital points against Gaziantep, having led 3-1 till the final 15 minutes. The Yellow Reds may have been reduced to 10 men 5 minutes before the hour. Still, they lost their composure and failed to manage the remainder of the game effectively. Onyekuru caught a peripheral figure for the duration of the game, struggling to get involved in the action and missing a great opportunity to score his first goal since the Super League resumption. Sorry, Henry Onyekuru there. Now Galatasaray they are now 8 points behind Istanbul's Baskakşehir, and their hopes of retaining the title seem to be fading away week on week on. Oh my goodness. Henry Onyekuru, where is that spark? You are a good player. All right, let's look at in Germany, where Kingsley Ehizibu plays for Cologne. And Cologne's winless run since the Bundesliga returned continued on Saturday with a 1-1 draw with Eintracht Frankfurt, extending their run to 9 without success. Notwithstanding, Ehizibu gave a commendable performance against the visitors, winning most of his duels, 4 of 6 in total, and completing all 3 dribbles. Nice one there. That's another Nigerian making it, showing the power of Niger. And one man that has been doing so well in the past couple of weeks and thereabout is Nigeria's own Villarreal forward Samuel Chukwueze. Now, having played very well in midweek against Real Mallorca, Chukwueze was rested from the start in Villarreal's game at Granada on Friday in the hope he did make an impact off the bench. Now, the Yellow Submarines won 1-0, but the youngster didn't cover himself in glory after his introduction for the final half hour. He was second best in many of his tussles and lost possession on several occasions in his cameo. Given his age, these sorts of mixed performances are expected, and it will be up to the wide man to find the much needed consistency if he is to become a world-class player. So Samuel Chukwueze, I hope you can do better than that. Someone who had a very bad game. A Nigerian who had a very bad game. Oh my. Olanrewaju Kayode. For the second week running, Kayode failed to register a shot on target for Gaziantep as they fought back from 2 goals down to draw 3-3 at last year's champions Galatasaray. And he completed only 2 passes all games and lost possession 12 times over the course of the match. Beg your pardon. The forward lasted blank means he's failed to score in his last 3 games and has scored just once in his last 11 appearances. Oh, Olanrewaju Kayode, sorry about that. We just hope. Hey, he can get better.
No one can beat the power of Niger. That's so we're taking the lead, and when greatness be up.
But one man has been speaking, and that's Galatasaray's forward, Henry Oyekuru. He has stated that Galatasaray will keep fighting to retain their Turkish Super League title, notwithstanding their 3-3 draw with Gaziantep on Sunday. They were actually leading from 3-1 and they came back and they drew. Oh, goodness me, 3-3. Loss of concentration.
And there's no telling with these Nigerians. And he makes it to the 18.
Now, I'll talk about one major star of Nigeria who actually did very well when in his playing days, playing for the Super Eagles, and he scored one of those many goals for, in several World Cups he's played in, and he is a Super Eagles great as he remembers the country's maiden appearance at the Global Football Fiesta, which he featured in, and that's talking about 1994 when Nigeria played in the USA 94 Olympics. He's better known as the headmaster, and I'm talking about no other person but Mutiu Adepoju. Now, Mutiu Adepoju has revealed that Nigeria's World Cup debut against Bulgaria is one of his biggest moments as a footballer. And the Super Eagles shrugged off threats from Cote d'Ivoire and Algeria to qualify for the competition for the first time, and were zoned in Group D against Argentina, Greece, and Bulgaria in the 1994 showpiece. We remember that year when Nigeria did at least very well. Clemens Westerhoff's team made a winning start in the United States of America by defeating Bulgaria 3-0 in Dallas, with Rashidi Yekini, Daniel Amokachi, and Emmanuel Amunike getting the goals at the Cotton Bowl Stadium. Now, in that encounter, former Real Madrid midfielder Adepoju was introduced in the game as a 69th minute substitute for Samson Siasia. Yesterday, Sunday, marked the 26th anniversary of the country's maiden appearance and their famous victory over the Europeans. And to celebrate the occasion, the La Liga ambassador took to social media to express his delight being a part of history. What a day. 26 years ago, history was made. The gangling late Rashidi Yekini scoring Nigeria's first ever World Cup goal. Oh, we miss that man. Gangling Rashidi Yekini. All right, without further ado, let's move over to Europe. Let's look at some of the happenings.
The world is a stage, and we are the
From what happened over the weekend.
nothing that we can know. There's a drop of greatness in all of us. No one can beat the power of Niger. That's so we're taking the lead, and with greatness we are unstoppable.
All right, before we move to football stories from Europe, let me talk a little bit about Formula One. Daniel Ricciardo. If you're used to Formula One very well, you know who I'm talking about. Now, Daniel Ricciardo has spoken out on racism, saying being silent is part of the problem. Renowned Formula One star Daniel Ricciardo has opened up on feeling naive about racism, but says he now understands how important it is to speak out and believes that change is really happening. Now, this happened following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis last month. Ricciardo has been one of many Formula One drivers to have posted passionately about the Black Lives Matter movement, slamming toxic racism while urging everyone to keep fighting for equality. He added he was glad he had been exposed to it during a wide-ranging interview during his Formula One practice on Monday, which earlier today, when he was asked about support for Lewis Hamilton, who has recently set up a diversity commission and attended a Black Lives Matter protest in London over the weekend. So many people are beginning to come out now to speak up about all this, and that's a good one. That's a good one. We saw over the weekend what Lewis Hamilton did. He was a part of the Black Lives Matter protest that took place in London, and it was nice seeing some of them. We've seen somebody like Anthony Joshua being a part of this. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a Hall of Famer who played basketball in his heydays. They've all spoken about this. They've all spoken so hard this time around. LeBron James have spoken up, and so many of these great celebrities and athletes have spoken up about racism that is ravaging the world at this point in time. Okay, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll definitely keep you posted. It's still Yes Sports from Yesma Radio, the first media academy radio. Now let's talk some golf stories. The PGA Championship is to be played without fans at the TPC Haddon Park. Oh, I wonder how that will look like. Even if it's nothing much. We saw what happened watching WWE, SmackDown, and everybody without the audience. We've seen football matches behind closed doors. So we'll see how golf as well will pan out. Now the PGA Championship, the opening men's major of the year, will be played without spectators this August. The city of San Francisco and the PGA of America jointly announced that the contest scheduled for August 6 to 9 at TPC Haddon Park will take place without fans due to the coronavirus pandemic. So for lovers of golf, nobody's gonna be allowed. So we would definitely be watching golf without spectators. All right, we'll definitely switch over at this point in time to football stories from everywhere.
Stage. There's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in every man. There's power to rise. There's power to conquer. There's power inside. There's a gift of power in every man.
Be the greatest that we can be. We've got power to thrive.
All right, before I bring you some of the results of matches that were played over the weekend, I hope there are matches coming up tonight, and we'll definitely talk about them as well. But definitely, we'll keep on keeping on right here at Yes Media. All right, let's kick off from what happened on Friday, the 19th day in the month of June 2020. From the Spanish La Liga, Granada losing at home to Villarreal. Mallorca and Leganés playing a 1-1 draw there. Sevilla and also Barcelona, they played a goalless draw. And on Friday from the English Premier League, it was a massive one there. Norwich City losing at home to Southampton. 0-3. Norwich 0, Southampton 3. That was the first game of that night. And much later, it was Tottenham Hotspur taking on Manchester United. It ended 1-1. And from the Championship on Saturday, it was Fulham taking on Brentford and Fulham losing at home 0-2. Middlesbrough losing at home to Swansea City 0-3. While Millwall and Derby County, it was Millwall 2, Derby 3. Blackburn defeated Bristol City 3-1. Huddersfield lost at home 0-2 against Wigan Athletic. Hull City as well lost at home to Charlton Athletic 0-1. Oh my goodness. Reading and Stoke City played a 1-1 draw. Sheffield Wednesday and Nottingham Forest also played a 1-1 draw. And still staying with matches played on Saturday from the German Bundesliga, Cologne and Eintracht Frankfurt played 1-1. Mainz 0-5 and Werder Bremen. Mainz defeating Werder Bremen 3-1. Bayern Munich defeating Freiburg 3-1 as well. Schalke 04 lost woefully at home to Wolfsburg. It was 1-4. Oh, Schalke, what's happening to that team? Düsseldorf and Augsburg played a 1-1 draw. Hertha Berlin and Bayern Leverkusen. What happened to Kai Havertz? Hertha Berlin bashing Bayern Leverkusen 2-0. And also RB Leipzig lost at home to Borussia Dortmund. Paderborn lost at home to Borussia Mönchengladbach, while Hoffenheim spanked 4 past Union Berlin. And from the Spanish La Liga on Saturday, it was Espanyol 1, Levante 3, Atletico Bilbao 1, Real Betis 0. Getafe and Eibar playing 1-1. Atletico Madrid defeated Real Valladolid 1-0. And from Serie A, Torino and Parma playing a 1-1 draw. Hellas Verona defeating Cagliari 2-1. And from the Premiership on Saturday, Watford and Leicester City played a 1-1 draw. Brighton defeating Arsenal 2-1. West Ham lost 0-2 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Bournemouth lost at home as well to Crystal Palace. Oh my goodness. Yes, sports. Yes, my radio. And on Sunday, from the Championship, Cardiff City defeated Leeds United 2-0. And from the Spanish La Liga, Celta Vigo spanked Alaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0. Valencia defeated Osasuna 2-0. Real Sociedad lost at home to Real Madrid. It was 1-2. And from the Italian Serie A, Atalanta spanked 4 past Sassuolo. While Inter Milan spanked Sampdoria 2-1.
No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in it.
And from the English Premiership on Sunday, Newcastle put 3 past Sheffield United. Aston Villa lost at home to Chelsea 1-2. And Everton and Liverpool played a goalless draw. 26 minutes before 7. You're still listening to Yes Sports from Yes Man Radio. Beautiful Monday evening it is right here in the city of Ibadan, or your state capital, southwest Nigeria. All right, news filtering in that filtered in earlier today stated that Arsenal player tested positive for COVID-19 ahead of restart against Man City, forcing 3 into quarantine.
And we are the
But those concerned were eventually cleared after in-house and official testing, but 3 training sessions had to be set out by the Ghana Stars. Unfortunately, we just need some more testing to find out. All right, let's look at some transfer stories, some transfer gossip.
And he makes it to the 18. And he is
We'll look at what's happening. You know, it's about that period whereby clubs will begin to get players to reinforce their teams for next season. But before I go straight to that now, with Barcelona drawing with Sevilla over the weekend, Real Madrid has gone atop of La Liga after edging past Real Sociedad. Zidane's side are level on points with Barca, who drew 0-0 with Sevilla on Friday, but go top because of their superior head-to-head record. A Sergio Ramos penalty after the lively Vinicius Jr. was fouled gave the visitors the lead. Karim Benzema doubled the advantage before Mikel Mirano's strike set up a tense fit now. So, we'll see how this pans out. You know, it's something whereby it's we're looking at these two very great clubs, how they can make that impact, and how they've been doing this in the last couple of years. El Clasico is one match nobody wants to miss if you're a lover of football. And talking about Tottenham Hotspur's coach, Jose Mourinho. Mourinho defends strikers scoring record, and that's talking about Harry Kane. And that's in response to criticism from former Arsenal player Paul Merson. Jose Mourinho has defended the scoring record of strikers he has coached, including Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You can always trust Jose Mourinho. He will always have something to say. And looking at some of the strikers, world-class strikers, no doubt about that, they really done pretty well for themselves any day, any time, for their clubs, for their countries, and it's all right. Let's hear what Mourinho said here. Now, after Harry Kane drew a blank in a 1-1 draw against Manchester United, Paul Merson, a former Arsenal player, said the forward will not manage a high goal return under Mourinho because of his style of play. Kane has scored 7 in 11 games under Mourinho before Friday's league game. Though the England captain was playing in his first match since recovering from a hamstring injury he suffered on the 1st of January. Kane managed 36 touches of the ball during the match. Only goalkeeper Hugo Lloris had fewer among the players to have played the entire game. He had 1 shot on target. Mourinho also reeled off the goal records of strikers he previously managed, including former Chelsea man Didier Drogba, Cristiano Ronaldo, and obviously Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who he had at Real Madrid, and Zlatan, who he worked with at Manchester United and also at Inter Milan.
No matter the stage.
Addressing Merson, he added, "Dear Paul, I have lots of respect for you. I think Harry Kane has no problems scoring goals in my team, especially when he is fit, fresh, and has a routine of playing." That's my message to somebody I have a lot of respect for. Jose Mourinho. The special one. Is he still special?
Champions make history. He's the greatness in life.
He is one coach I love and I respect a whole lot. 19 minutes before 7 on the PM side. Live from the city of Ibadan. This is Yes Man Radio, the first of its kind, the first Media Academy radio. And the program right here is Yes Sport with the irresistible TD. Just watch out. Yes Man Radio is coming up with a bang.
And we are the players. Nothing that we fear, no. There's a drop of greatness in all of us. No one can beat, no. The power of Niger. That's so. We're taking the lead, oh. And with greatness we are unstoppable.
Liverpool's coach, Jurgen Klopp, has come out to say his goalkeeper, Alisson, should not be taken for granted. After the coach praised the Liverpool goalkeeper after the draw against Everton yesterday evening. And also, still staying in England, Everton's coach, Carlo Ancelotti, has been accused of tax fraud in Madrid. What is always happening out there in Spain?
And he makes it to the 18. And he
So many of them have been asked concerning this. Ancelotti, while he was in Spain, he's now been accused of tax fraud. I know Cristiano Ronaldo was as well. Neymar, Diego Costa, I think Carlos Vela, so many players who had actually plied their trade in Spain. We wish Carlo Ancelotti all the very best. After a beautiful game against Aston Villa on Sunday, coach Frank Lampard of Chelsea has praised Christian Pulisic, saying Pulisic will be big for Chelsea. Oh my. After coming up from the substitute bench, 5 minutes later, he put the ball behind the net, just inside the net. Oh, well done, Christian Pulisic. And going to Arsenal, what happened between Arsenal and they played against Brighton Hove Albion on Saturday. Guendouzi will not be facing FA action over Mopey clash. And obviously, when you are losing at a very dying minute, you will find so many tension. You find tension running. So lucky you, Guendouzi will not face FA action over Mopey clash. And coming back to Tottenham Hotspur, Bento Jane and Vorm are to stay at Spurs until end of season. Alright, quickly, let's talk some transfer stories. Chelsea could turn their attention to Paris Saint-Germain's French left-back Laurent Kurzawa, 27, if they are unable to sign Leicester's England international Ben Chilwell. And Liverpool have made a £54 million bid for Napoli and Senegal defender Kalidou Koulibaly. The 29-year-old is interested in Manchester United and Chelsea. Barcelona have been linked with Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez, 22, but the Italian club's chief executive Giuseppe Marotta says the Argentine international has never expressed the desire to leave. Also, still with Barcelona have opened negotiations over a new 2-year deal for Argentine playmaker Lionel Messi, who turns 33 on Wednesday. And going to the old ladies of Turin, Juventus are willing to offer to Italy international defenders Daniele Rugani, 25, and going straight. Yes, sports right here from the stable of Yes Ma Radio, the first Media Academy Radio.
And we are the players. And oh, there's a drop of greatness, you know. No one can beat our Niger. Yes, so we're taking the lead.
The world was meant to be. We shouldn't try. Break the record, make history.
Come in, one of when it comes to journalism, broadcasting, was struck down with a knee injury last week. Emerson has played a big part role in Chelsea's squad this season and is hoping to return to Italy when the transfer window reopens. And lastly, Villarreal midfielder Santi Cazorla has received an offer from a Saudi from Al Sadd, according to reports reaching us. The Qatar-based club head coach, which is Xavi, former midfielder with Barcelona, wants to reunite with his ex-Spain teammate when he becomes a free agent this summer. Cazorla has scored 8 goals in 27 appearances for Villarreal this season. I wish him the very best if he moves. Yes, Sports returns again tomorrow on another edition.
The greatest that we can be. We got power to thrive. We the champions make history. Keep the greatness
A big thank you to my producer, Dami Ajiboy. Thank you sincerely. And also to my studio manager, Abiodun Afolabi Yobr. Visit us today at Yes Media Academy.
The world is the stage.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
We are the players.
The first Media Academy Radio of its kind, honestly. And you'll be glad you did. Classes are about to kick off. And obviously, if you love to do sports, why don't you just hit us up here as well? Thank you so very much. I'll be here again, same time, same station tomorrow evening. My name is Olatunde Idowu. You call me the Irresistible TD. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and God bless.
Feel the vibes.
When your music rocks and your station rocks.
What would I do without your smile now?
Ready, set. It's going down.
Right here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on.
Girl, I wanna be your owner.
We raise the roof all day, every day.
Oh yes. Yes Radio, èyí máa kẹ̀dẹ̀ tún yàtọ̀. Òyìnbí Yes Media Academy Radio máa rè é. Òyìnbí the first media Academy Radio máa rè é. Òyìnbí Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Èyí yàtọ̀ gan, òyìnbí òyìn o. Òyìnbí Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Best music la wá ń jù, orin tó dáa tó tutù dọ́kàn o. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Best highlights, Yes Radio lẹ́tì máa gbọ́. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Bóyá fún latest news, ìròyìn bó ṣe ń lọ ní yàjóyàjó. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Best views, Yes Radio lẹ́tì máa rí. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Àwọn ètò lóríṣiríṣi, entertainment àti ìgbàdégbà o. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio. Yes Radio ní Yes Media Academy Radio.